What if loving someone meant gaining the world but losing yourself in the process? Kim Ji-won finally breaks her silence about the one love that changed everything, her emotional whirlwind relationship with Kim Soo-hyun. From unforgettable highs to silent heartbreaks, her story is not what you think. Join Red Carpet Revealed as we uncover the stunning truth behind this secret romance starting right now. What if the love of your life was also the reason you almost lost yourself? In a moment that has left fans reeling and the industry stunned, Kim Ji-won has finally stepped out of the shadows to reveal the secret romance that defined, changed, and ultimately broke her emotional relationship with Kim Soo-hyun. A story long buried under red carpets and rehearsed smiles is now unfolding with shocking intensity, and nothing is quite what it seemed. A love born in silence. They first met in a professional setting, two top-tier actors with immense pressure resting on their shoulders. Sparks didn't fly immediately. Instead, the connection between Kim Ji-won and Kim Soo-hyun started slowly, cautiously, during a collaborative shoot in Switzerland. "We were just colleagues," she said, "until we weren't." It was during quiet moments, waiting backstage, talking between takes, that they began to confide in one another. What followed was a love story shrouded in secrecy. No Instagram hints, no public dates, only hidden glances, stolen weekends, and late-night phone calls that lasted until dawn. "He saw me, not the celebrity, not the image, but me," Ji-won whispered. That kind of intimacy. It's terrifying. The highs that made her soar. In the beginning, loving Kim Soo-hyun was euphoric. He was attentive, protective, and fiercely supportive of her career. He cheered for her in silence, celebrated her victories with quiet pride, and held her hand through her failures. "He told me I was more than my ratings, more than my fan count," she recalled. I believed him. Their secret vacations to Jeju, shared playlists, and handwritten letters became the fuel for Ji-won's happiest days. "I felt untouchable," she admitted, "like the world could fall apart, but we'd still have each other." The price of loving in the spotlight. But reality crept in like a slow poison. Despite their efforts to keep things hidden, whispers started swirling. One blurred paparazzi photo, one cryptic quote, one too many coincidences. "Suddenly I wasn't being asked about my work," Ji-won said. "I was being asked about him." As scrutiny increased, their safe space began to crack. Ji-won started turning down major roles, once-in-a-lifetime opportunities to avoid public speculation. "It was my decision," she emphasized, "but I can't lie, I did it for him, for us." The cost wasn't just professional. As Soo-hyun's fame skyrocketed, he became more withdrawn, more careful. "He was still kind," she clarified, "but not as present. Like he was loving me with one foot already out the door." The shattering moment. Everything changed during a high-profile award show. Ji-won had arrived with high hopes. She was nominated, radiant, and secretly promised they'd meet afterward. But he never showed. Not backstage, not at the after-party, not even with an explanation. "That was the first time I felt invisible to him," she confessed. "And that's when I knew we weren't the same anymore." Soon after, the emotional distance turned physical. Fewer calls, empty messages, conversations that felt like interviews. And then, without fanfare or a dramatic goodbye, it ended. "I didn't cry that day," she said, eyes fixed on the floor. "I think I had already mourned us while we were still together." What she gained and what she lost. In the aftermath, Kim Ji-won disappeared from public view. She declined scripts, ghosted social media, rebuilt herself piece by piece. "I lost roles," yes, she said. "But more than that, I lost confidence. I lost the part of me that believed I could be loved without having to shrink." But from the ashes of that heartbreak came something she never expected: freedom. "I gained my voice back," she smiled. "The courage to walk into a room without wondering if I was enough." Her recent powerhouse performance in a top-rated drama wasn't just a comeback, it was a reclamation. Critics raved, fans cheered, but more importantly, she felt whole again. Fans react she loved in silence, so we could watch in wonder. Once the story went public, social media exploded. Hashtags like #StayStrongKimJiwon and "How You Deserve Better" trended for days. Some fans were heartbroken, others inspired, but all were in awe of her bravery. "She gave us her pain so beautifully," one fan commented. "She's more than an actress, she's a survivor." While Kim Ji-won's confession has captured the spotlight, the silence from Kim Soo-hyun's camp has only fueled curiosity. As of now, there has been no official response from the actor or his agency. But according to a source close to the star, Soo-hyun was visibly shaken upon hearing that Ji-won had opened up. "He never wanted to hurt her," the insider claimed. "But he was always terrified that love would destroy the image he had worked so hard to build." That fear, according to many, may have been what ultimately fractured the relationship. The pressure of being a national heartthrob, the relentless demands of fame, and the suffocating expectation of perfection left little room for vulnerability. He adored her, the source insisted, but he didn't know how to protect her and protect himself at the same time. Hidden messages in plain sight. Eagle-eyed fans have begun digging through past interviews and social media posts, uncovering cryptic clues they now believe pointed to the secret romance. A song Kim Soo-hyun once recommended, Breathe by Lee Hi, was reportedly also on Kim Ji-won's playlist during a live fan event. A photo of a book on emotional resilience posted by Ji-won shortly after their rumored breakup is now being re-examined. Did they try to say something all along? Were the fans just not ready to see it? One particularly poignant moment from a past awards ceremony has resurfaced. When Kim Soo-hyun gave an emotional thank you speech, he briefly paused and looked toward the crowd before continuing with a subtle but weighted thank you to the one who kept me grounded. At the time it passed as a generic statement. Now fans wonder, was that his silent tribute to Ji-won? The unseen war, love versus legacy. For many stars, falling in love publicly can feel like committing career suicide. In a culture that still idolizes the single, flawless image of actors, genuine romantic attachments are often seen as liabilities. For Ji-won, the price was her trajectory. For Soo-hyun, perhaps it was his authenticity. Legacy was always important to him, an industry veteran noted. But sometimes chasing legacy means sacrificing the present. The tension between love and legacy has become a haunting undercurrent of their story. Did they fall victim to the very world that made them stars? Healing in the spotlight. As the dust settles, Kim Ji-won has been cautiously stepping back into the spotlight, not as someone hiding a wound, but as someone owning her story. Her recent choice to participate in a drama based on emotional betrayal and female resilience was no accident. She picked that role with purpose, said the show's director. She told me, this time I want to bleed for real, and she did. Critics praised her raw performance, noting a depth in her acting they hadn't seen before. It's like she's lived every line, one reviewer wrote, because maybe she has. A message to her younger self. Toward the end of the interview, Kim Ji-won was asked a simple but powerful question. What would you tell the version of yourself who first fell in love with Kim Soo-hyun? She paused, visibly emotional. I'd say, thank you, for loving bravely, for giving everything, and now, it's my turn to choose me. She smiled, a real one this time. It was a beautiful love. But I'm ready for a love that lets me keep myself too. The story isn't over. With the floodgates now open, fans are wondering, will Kim Soo-hyun respond? Will their paths ever cross again, on screen or in life? Or is this truly the closing chapter of one of Hallyu's most secretive and soul-stirring romances? What's certain is this Kim Ji-won's story is no longer just about loss, it's about rising. And for those watching from afar, her courage to speak her truth may just be the spark they need to reclaim their own.